Welcome to the Reactions faction, where today I will be doing a first time listen and reaction to 1916 by Sabaton. So without further delay, let's put the headphones on and give it a listen. Okay, so evidently this is London here.
Years old when I went to the war to fight for a land fit for heroes. God on my side and a gun in my hand, chasing my days down to zero. And I marched and I fought and I bled and I died, and I never did get any older. But I knew at the time that a year in the line was a long enough life for a soldier.
So this is talking about some heavy situations right now. This is obviously probably in World War One, I would imagine. And looking by the outfits in this, I'm judging it's probably British soldiers, but I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I would assume. And talking about 16 years old, that is a very young age to be just thrown into the battlefield, and that's just so sad to hear.
Down our names, and we added 2 years to our ages. Eager for life and ahead of the game, ready for history's pages. And we brawled and we fought and we fought till we stood 10,000 shoulder to shoulder. Our thirst for the run, we were food for the gun, and that's what you are when you're soldiers.
So they were talking about food for the gun. That's what you are when you're a soldier. That's got to be talking about the sacrifice and just the overall loss that occurs in war and battle and things like that. It's a tough subject for some people, and I do understand that. Talking about 10,000 people and nobody remembers their name, and that's a sad statistic, really, for that many lives lost and just nobody to even acknowledge that it happened or their existence, really. So before I get to reading this off to you guys, it's really hard to think of just the overall number of lives lost in things like war and just all kinds of things. And it's not so much even a natural disaster, but it's man-made. And the fact that humanity just does this centuries over centuries, it's like they never learn. But it says here, July 1st, 1916, British volunteers with no battle fear experienced ran into a hailstorm of machine gun fire at the Battle of the Somme. They were friends, neighbors, relatives, and workmates from mostly northern communities enlisted with the promise to be able to fight alongside one another. They were thinking they were fighting for a common cause, which I guess in that time period, I guess I could understand that. But brothers fighting alongside each other, friends, and then just giving the ultimate sacrifice for something they thought as a noble cause. I've never been a soldier personally, but I do know people that have been in the military and things like that, and just they don't really like to talk about it, but you can tell the change in the person from being in a situation like this. The British Army suffered 57,470 casualties to gain just 3 miles of territory. The statistic here says that one man was killed every 4.4 seconds, and this is the largest loss of life suffered by the Army in a single day. That is a very sad statistic. I mean, that's just like generations being wiped out, and with really no semblance of really their existence, and it's like nobody's acknowledging it. 19,000 Englishmen were killed before noon, a whole generation destroyed in just 3 hours. Entire towns in northern Lancashire and South Yorkshire had a whole generation of men completely wiped out. That's very sad to hear, I mean, just generations lost. I mean, not just one generation, but probably multiple. Because, as I said previously, they were brothers, friends, relatives, could be even fathers fighting alongside their sons. Okay, so this was a quote by Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead. By the end of the battle, casualties from both sides topped 1 million, with more than 300,000 killed for just 6 miles of ground. 6 miles of ground. And over 1 million people lost their lives. For what? For just 6 miles. So it's reading off the name of the song here, Sabaton 1916. Well, see, this is all the names of the people from the Birmingham Metal Army that had lost their lives and just given the ultimate sacrifice for what they thought was a righteous cause. I can't relate to that because, as I said, I've not been a soldier, but family members of mine have been, and I've seen the change in people because of being in a situation like that. So this here, they're giving special thanks to everybody involved in this, as far as that goes. But it's a sad statistic that that many people, men, women, brothers, fathers, sisters, lost their lives for what they believed was a worthy cause. And I'm not taking anything away from them. Their ultimate sacrifice led to a better existence for the people of that time, but it's very sad to see that many people lose their lives for it. But Sabaton's really great at doing just their visual cinematography, and the instrumentals weren't overly so, but there was a particular scene in that where there was a pretty good guitar solo, but I can't really talk too much about the instrumentals because just the visuals, it really hits home and really makes you think about the situation that these people were in back then. But if you like what I do here at the channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share. And if you have any further recommendations by Sabaton that you would like me to react to, feel free to leave that in the comments section below. This has been andReactions, and I'll catch you on the flip side.